Dear children, welcome to my fourth session of chapter 9. In session 1 and 2, I discussed about lists, and session 3 was about tuples. In session 4, I will teach you about sets. Recall that there are 4 collection data types. Sets is one of the collection data types. What are the characteristics of a set? A set is a collection of values enclosed within curly brackets. A set is an unordered collection of values. A set is without duplicates. A set is mutable. Look at this example. I have taken 3 strings Anu, Priya, Meena and placed within curly brackets separated by comma. Here I have created a set. Names is a set object. Let me now print the type of the set object names. The print statement gives the output class set. Print names, that is printing the set object itself, gives the following output. Observe carefully. Initially, we have stored the values in this order, Anu, Priya, Meena, in the set names. But when I print names, the elements are printed in a different order. Priya, Anu, Meena. Suppose I run this code once again. It gives the elements in a different order. Therefore, it is clear to us that a set is an unordered collection of values. I have taken another set called marks with 5 values, integer values. Stud underscore data contains some elements enclosed within curly brackets and separated by comma. Stud underscore data is also a set. From these examples, it must be clear to you that a set is a mixed collection of values. That is, the elements can be heterogeneous. They can be of different data types. Print marks. I am printing the set object marks. Look at the output. Originally, in the set marks, there are 2 elements with the same value 70. But look at the output when I print marks. There is only one element with the value 70. The other element with the same value 70 has been removed by Python. This clearly shows that a set is without duplicates. Look at this example. There is a set within set 1. Ram is the first element and the second element is itself a set because the values 70, 86 and 94 are within curly brackets. But Python does not allow you to have nested sets. It throws an error. type error, unhashable type set. Whether it allows us to have a list within a set. Now the second element is a list because the values are now within square brackets. This is also not allowed in Python. Python throws an error. Let me now replace the list with the tuple. Python allows you to have a tuple within a set. It does not throw any error. So from these examples, it must be clear to you that we can have a tuple within a set. Here I have a list with some elements. I can convert a list into a set. You take the list object on the right hand side and place it within the set function. When I print set1, look at the output. The elements are in a different order. That is because of the fact that a set is unordered. Also notice that in the list there were duplicate elements. Here 12 is appearing twice. But when I convert the list into a set, the duplicates are removed. Here you can see the element 12 is only once. From this it is clear that a set contains unique elements. Here I have a tuple 1. Even a tuple I can convert into a set by using the set function. Set1 is equal to, you take the tuple on the right hand side, tuple 1 is my tuple, and place it within the set function. Now when I print set1, I have converted the tuple into a set. You can see the elements 40, A and 12 are now within curly brackets separated by comma. By using the appropriate pair of brackets, I can create an empty list, an empty tuple, and I am thinking that I have created an empty set. But I have to check them out by printing the type of each of these objects. The type of list1 shows as class list. The type of tuple 1 is class tuple. But the type of set1 shows as class dictionary. Class dict means class dictionary. So the object set1 is clearly a dictionary. So when I use a pair of curly brackets to create an empty set, it does not create an empty set, whereas it creates an empty dictionary. So which is the right method to create an empty set? It is by using the set function. Now when I print the type of the object set1, it shows as class set. So only now I have created an empty set. I can also create empty list and empty tuple by using the list function and the tuple function. Next, I will discuss the fact that a set is mutable. Mutable means changeable. I can add or remove elements from a set. To add one element, I can use the add function. Within parentheses, you give the element which you want to add. Print marks gives the output as follows. You can see that the element 50 is added at a random location in the set. This is because of the fact that a set is unordered or unindexed. To add more than one elements at the same time, you can use the update function. Marks is the set object, dot update is the function, and the parameter for the update function can be a set. So give the elements within curly brackets. Look at the output. The elements 70, 55 and 92 are added at different positions in the set. You can also supply a list as a parameter to the update function. Also, a tuple can be given as the parameter for the update function. To remove an element, you can use the remove function. You give the element which you want to remove within the parentheses. Here I want to remove 67. Look at the output. The element 67 has been removed. What will happen if I give to the remove function an element which is not existing in the set? Python will throw an error called key error. I can also use the discard function to remove an element from the set. I am giving the element 67 to be removed. Look at the output. The element 67 is now removed. To the discard function, when I give an element which is not in the set, it does not throw any error. The difference between remove function and discard function is that remove function throws an error when the element is not existing in the set. The discard function does not throw an error but keeps silent. You can also remove an element by using the pop function. But the pop function is not recommended because it will remove a random element from the set. You cannot predict which element this function is going to remove. You can see it has now removed the element orange from the set fruits. If I run the coding once again, it may remove another element. You can clear all the elements from the set by using the clear function. Print set1 gives the output as set function itself. This is different from a list. Here I have taken a list A and I have used the clear function on the list A. Look at the output. When I print A, a pair of empty square brackets is printed. But here, when I clear the elements in a set, the set function is printed. And can I use the clear function on a tuple? Here I have taken a tuple object A. I cannot use clear function on a tuple because a tuple is immutable. Recall all the methods by which you can show that a set is mutable. By using the add function to add an element to the set. Update function to add a group of elements to the set. Remove function to remove one element from the set. The same can be achieved by using the discard function. Pop function will remove a random element from the set. And clear function removes all the elements from the set. I have discussed all the properties of a set. Now I can define a set as follows. A set is a mutable and unordered collection of values without duplicates enclosed within curly braces separated by comma. Next, I will teach you set operations in Python. 4 set operations will be discussed in this session: union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference. Union. I have taken 2 sets A and B. Let me first mark out the elements of A and B in my Venn diagram. These are the elements of the set A and these are the elements of set B. To do the union operation, I can use the union function. Let me take another set C. C is equal to A dot union B. The second set B is given as a parameter to the union function. The definition of the union operation is it includes all the elements from both the sets. So in my Venn diagram, all the elements from both the sets A and B are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. In set language, union is denoted as A union B. When I print the set C, I get the following output. Instead of the union function, I can also directly use the union operator, which is given by the pipe symbol. So observe carefully here. Instead of union function, I am using the pipe symbol A, pipe symbol B. This is also a way in which you can do union operation between 2 sets A and B. Next, we will move on to the intersection operation. C is equal to A dot intersection B. The definition of the intersection operation is includes the common elements from both the sets. So here in my Venn diagram, the common elements between the sets A and B are 20, 30 and 40. In set language, A intersection B is written as follows. When I print the set C, I get the output as 40, 20, 30. Instead of the intersection function, I can use the symbol for this function or operator for this function, which is the ampersand symbol, A ampersand B. Next is the difference operation. C is equal to A dot difference B. The definition of difference operation is includes all the elements from the first set but not in the second set. Look at the Venn diagram. The elements from the first set but not in the second set is the element 10. In set language, difference is written with a minus symbol, A minus B. Print C gives the output of the element 10 as a set. Instead of the difference function, I can directly use the minus operator, A minus B. Next is the symmetric difference operation. C is equal to A dot symmetric difference B. Notice carefully, the two words symmetric and difference must be joined with an underscore. The definition of this operation is, it includes all the elements from both the sets but not the ones that are common. The common elements are 20, 30 and 40. So you remove the common elements and you take the remaining elements. This shaded portion is A minus B and the other shaded portion is B minus A. And symmetric difference is nothing but A minus B union B minus A. So print C gives the output 10, 50. The expression for symmetric difference can also be written by using the delta symbol, A delta B. Keeping this in mind, instead of this function symmetric difference, I can use the caret operator, A cap B. This symbol is called as caret in computer science, C-A-R-E-T. I have taught you 4 set operations in Python: union, intersection, difference and symmetric difference. Once again, we will recall the functions to be used for each of these operations. Instead of these functions, we can also use the corresponding operator. I have completed the 3 collection data types. Lists are ordered and mutable. Tuples are ordered and immutable. Sets are unordered and mutable. That's all in this session. Thank you, children.